Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Black Empowerment 365. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I am so happy to be with you on this wonderful evening for me, night for most of you guys. I am here with the lovely Kiana Rodriguez. How you doing?
I am great. I'm already having a good time with you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so blessed to be here tonight. And how are you doing tonight, Kente?
I'm doing okay. Today's been kind of a challenging day in some regards, but you know what? The sun is always shining here, so that's why we always have a positive attitude in the great city of Los Angeles. So I am so happy because we have a wonderful guest, and this young lady I've grown to know. Like I can't even talk. I'm so happy to introduce her. Grown to know over the last, I guess it's been about a couple of months now, that this young lady, I just happened to stumble upon her show right here on Blab. It's called the Lunchtime Comedy Chats. And I remember when I first stumbled in and I was like, who is this sister cracking me up? And, I've grown to know that she's a wonderful, insightful person. And I'm so excited for the few people who may not be aware of Miss Jordan-Hayles. I'm glad that we are presenting you on this show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing so great. Everybody's live. People are already cracking jokes in the comments. Kiana is lit. Her kids aren't in the room.
They're not here.
Kente ain't taking responsibility or getting guilty over nothing. We're about to get live.
We are. We're gonna have a great night tonight, and so like I said, for the few people who may not know who you are, Jordan, give us a little insight into who you are.
Okay, my name is Jordan, and I'm here in these Blab streets every single day, hosting the Lunchtime Comedy Chats Monday through Friday. It's designed to be the human break in your professional day. Hiram says I'm lying only because Blab wouldn't let me be great today. And then on Monday and Tuesday, I took a little break of my own. I am a storyteller for brands, both personal brands and corporate brands. And I'm also transitioning into stand-up comedy. So that's a little bit about me. I'll let Kente and Kiana take care of the rest.
Okay. Well, you were transitioning into being a stand-up comedian, but you've had a lot of hats over the course of your not very long life. You're very young. And I have many names that I call Miss Hales. Let's see, of course, there's Jordan, there's Dr. J, and there's a because of the Dr. J. Of course, it's Jory. There, you have different personas as well. I wonder though, you might have a little multiple personality going there because you have so many personas, there's so many sides of Jordan.
It's the curse of the genius. You know what I mean? You just gotta own it. The genius comes with some downsides. Hiram says he can't see me. Can you see me, Kente?
Yeah, I see you fine. Can you see?
Okay. Yeah.
I can see it must be them jokes that he's telling that just got him all out of whack. Yeah.
You need to reconnect your electricity and internet, Hiram. But yeah, I have had a lot of hats in my life. But it all boils down to me just really enjoying being playful. At the end of the day, that's all it is. We have all these experiences. All of us take all of these things in. We just choose not to express everything that we see. I don't mind cracking it up a bit and doing something a little bit different.
All right. Now, something that you just said to us is that you're a comedic storyteller for brands. Explain exactly what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of people, corporate brands understand that they have a story, right, that is being carried by their customers. A lot of times people are just getting in the game. They're creatives, they're entrepreneurial types. They don't get the fact that behind every product, service, offering, project, side hustle, pencil that you're trying to sell on the street, there is a story behind it that's being created in the customer's mind, right? So you have the option to come in and to control that narrative. and to shape it into something that expresses something about you and that is absolutely that someone else wants to hear. Now, in terms of the comedic part, that's where you're taking the feeling part of it up another notch, the personality part, the voice of it all. How many of you have ever read, let's say, a blog post and you were like, oh my God, how did this person know everything that I was thinking? I love them, you know? Or have you ever read a blog post that's like, oh my God, I hate that. That was the most ignorant thing I've ever read in my life, right? Either way, those types of pieces popped off the page and spoke to you, right? Comedic storytelling does that for brands. It's important because everybody and their mama has a side hustle these days. More and more people are entering into the entrepreneurial space. So if you ain't saying nothing worthwhile, people are going to be yawning at your brand and they're not going to be buying.
Now, something about your origin that I don't know a lot of people know is that originally you wanted to be a doctor and you got into medical school. And
yes.
Somehow you went from medicine to comedy. So give us kind of a, like, you know, medicine is not like something you just kind of get into. It's not like, you know what, I'll be a doctor today. You know, it's like something you really got to dedicate your life to even get to the point where you're going to medical school. So how do you end up from medical school to transitioning into a stand-up comedian? Because that's the journey I really, really want you to explain to people, because I think it's very interesting.
Well, you know, it all started because ultimately my brand was boring back when I decided I wanted to be a doctor. I thought there were only a couple of options for smart kids. You could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor. I knew I sure as hell didn't want to be in a courtroom. I didn't want to be doing doc review. I didn't want to do that. So I said, doctor it is, right? Now, it turned out that there were some things that really resonated there with me. Therapy, mental health, keeping healthy in order to drive, you know, abundance in your life. But honestly, I didn't want to be the doctor. I wanted to employ the doctors, right? That's what I really wanted. So once I realized that, I said, well, that looks like entrepreneurship a lot more so than it looks like medical school. And I made a lot of sacrifices. Had to, I mean, it was a complete 180 from everything that I was doing. But I dug deep and launched some businesses, walked into entrepreneurship, and then I hit the reset button again when I wasn't satisfied. And so it's been a story of existing and excelling, but then saying, hey, wait a minute, something isn't right, and being willing to walk into the abyss, even if I didn't know what was going to come next. And actually, one of the wonderful people who are on the show who's going to be on next week, who is an amazing psychic empathic medium, helped me to understand that the comedy was what I really needed to do. And that's Diamond Disclosure. I got a reading with her. And in the reading, the first thing she said is, you know, I don't know what you came to talk about today, but I know that the people in the room want to talk about comedy. They want to talk about this comedy blog, right, that you got going on. And I had only told a couple of people that it was something that I was interested in. So that's how it happened. It was a very interesting experience, but happy that it all went down.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so so now that you're going into becoming a comedian, like, what is this journey for you in comedy?
You know, what people don't know is that people think that the person who is the jokester is, you know, they're just kind of being silly, and that is what it is. What they don't know is that comedy is a very specific art form and craft, and it's got a lot of skill behind it, and it's got a lot of power that it gives you. When you have comedy as a tool, you can talk about anything. The things that make people cry normally, the things that, you know, will knock people the hell out, emotionally speaking. And you can do that rolled up in a few laughs. So for me, the ultimate goal is to use my comedy to hold conversations about deeper things. Whether that's activism. I know we're here on the Black Empowerment Show. Activism is a big thing for me. Getting people in the room together and laughing instead of crying all the time.
Yes.
And also to remind entrepreneurs to put some humor in their hustle. So.
Now, were you, coming up, were you like a class cut up, or were you more shy, or your situation?
I definitely was not shy. I was not the class cut up. I actually got beat by a comedian in a talent show in the 4th grade. So mad to this day that I lost the talent show. So mad. Okay.
What did you do?
I played piano in the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have told jokes while you played the piano.
I should have told jokes while I was playing the piano. What I should have done,
Let's find that person, and we're going to have a joke off on Blast. We'll find the person you lost to. I bet you'll win. I bet. And they're probably not funny anymore.
Oh, John. But no, I was the awkward one. I was actually the person to laugh at versus the person you actually laugh with. And I think to this day, I still am that person. I'm more awkward than anything else. Other people can't say that they see it, but when you really see me in real life and out of these blab streets, like it's a mess.
So how do you embrace that awkwardness? Because I know a lot of people have a hard time. I think, and for me in general, I think everybody has a little awkwardness to them. But so how do you embrace your awkwardness?
I kind of don't have a choice. I mean, sometimes you just get to the point where things are just going away and awry so much that it's like either you're going to laugh about it, right? And you're going to laugh at yourself, or you just going to, just say, well, damn, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be great? So it's just accepting what is. And I found that in accepting what is, there's an even greater power available to you.
Mm. That's really good.
So now let's talk about this journey, because everybody, most people who break into stand-up comedy, the beginning thing is the fear. How do you get past the fear of going in front of audiences and then bearing your soul like that?
I've always had an interesting relationship with fear. I view it as a challenge, that it is something that is exciting to overcome. So it is more of an energizer for me than it is an inhibitor for me. As a matter of fact, when I did my first stand-up bit, it was actually a strange moment. I was supposed to be dancing at a talent show. Well, it wasn't a talent show. It was just a show. And I was standing in line. I was going to be one of the last people to go. And all of a sudden I heard this voice. Don't ask me where it came from because I don't know. But it said, hey, why don't we do some stand-up comedy? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And so I came up with a stand-up bit while I was waiting. And I got up on the stage and I took the mic and I said, a little birdie is telling me that I'm supposed to do some stand-up comedy today. So that's what the hell we gonna do. And I got on the stage, I told my story, and then I did my dance. And there was no fear. There was no fear. I think when you get to the point where you're doing the thing that you're really supposed to be doing, and at that point in time, I didn't know that was the thing, that your relationship with fear changes. It's not that it's, in that moment it wasn't there. It certainly comes back, right? But we're dancing together on the dance floor. We're not avoiding each other.
Now, the audience. Tell me what your relationship is to the audience. Do you get involved with the audience? Do you play off of them? Or do you tune them out? Do you picture them naked? What do you do?
It depends on the day. On the lunchtime comedy chats, I'm always big on saying, tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. It's great to see where people are and see what's on their minds. And it does feed me. But I have to say, in the transition moment, I think it's more important for people to look past the audience and just stay in their zone and really dig deep into who they are. Because the active interaction is a deeper skill.
Okay. All right. So writing material, where do you get your material from?
The lunchtime comedy chats, as well as my own life. I have a lot of personal stories that I actually don't share on the lunchtime comedy chats, but that's what's in the stand-up bit. Particularly when I was in New York. New York was kicking my ass on every single level, and I started this blog called Southern in New York. Diamond Disclosure knows about it. But it was my therapy. And I think you'll find that actually with a lot of comedians. The comedy is their therapy for self-expression. But other than that, Lunchtime Comedy Chats really gives me a lot of good information because people are talking about how they really feel. And I can see what things really make someone want to say, damn it, this is what I need to talk about. This is what I need to express. And then I know that there's something in there.
You do this bit on the Lunchtime Comedy Chats called LOL, LMAO, or Zero. And it's actually you haven't done it in a while. What's wrong with you, Jordan? We love it. That's the highlight, and you've been holding back. But anyway, but you do something very, very smart, and I guess it's done on purpose. Is you mix some jokes that you got off the internet or by other comedians, and you mix your own jokes. And the good thing is you don't tell us which ones are yours, so you can get I'm imagining it so you can get an honest opinion.
Yes.
So when people say, she'll tell the joke, and if the joke hit, if people like the joke, they'll say, if they kind of like it, they'll say LOL. If they really liked it, they say LMAO. If they hated it, they'll get a 0. And so sometimes, sometimes they're good jokes. You get an LMAO. Sometimes they're okay. LOL. And sometimes there's 0. But then what she does is after she gets the consensus, she will then say that one was the one I wrote, like that. So it's really smart. That was done on purpose, I imagine, right? By not.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. The game LOL, LMAO, or 0 was done on purpose for 2 levels. Number 1, in terms of branding, it creates an environment of honesty. Right. So I've gone ahead and I've told you, you can tell me whether or not it makes you chuckle, whether it makes you fall the hell out of your chair, or whether or not it absolutely doesn't land. I give you permission to be the full spectrum of you. Right. And then when somebody gives me kind of in between responses, I accept those as well. So that's the first thing. And that's important because it was designed to be the human break in people's professional day. And to be truly human, people got to feel safe. Right. But then the next goal was for me to test material. Both performance of material and also writing of material. I think a lot of people don't understand about comedy that you could be a great writer all day long. It does not mean that you're going to be able to actually perform the joke. So what you have to do is break it down and take the writing piece off the table and just say, can I articulate this? Can I really bring this forward in a way that's funny? Right? Maybe, maybe not. So yeah, that was the intention behind it. And it's grown into a branding phrase for me. Like people always say, I can't get that darn LOL, LMAO, or 0 out of my head, So.
Can we take like 2 minutes and you can show people what you're talking about, because I'm interested to take 2 minutes.
Okay, let me pull up some of the jokes. I'll pull up some of the jokes. You guys keep talking to me. I'll pull them up, and then we'll play LOL, LMAO, or 0. Okay.
I'll do this day in history. Okay, while we're doing that.
Okay. All right.
Segment we call This Day in History. We try to give you some facts about this day way back in the past. And so this day is April 15th, 1919. Sculptor Elizabeth Catlett was born. Lithographer and sculptor Elizabeth Catlett was born in Washington, D.C. Catlett was the first African-American woman to teach sculpture at the School of Fine Arts, National Autonomous University of Mexico as well. So she was great. And this day in history, April 15th, 1919, she was born. All right. And also let me do a quick chat room shout out so we can give some love for everybody that's in here. We have Hiram. We have Renee. She came into the chat. Thank you so much, Renee. We have So Steph. We have work around my
that's Cordelia.
Okay, that is her. We have Ben Mobetta, Diamond Disclosure, who will be a guest on the show in a couple of weeks, and we have Eddie LMNO, who messes Jordan up constantly every week. Good dude, and he tweeting. So thank you, everybody that's in the Blab chat room. And if you're listening to it on the podcast as well, welcome as well. All right, the floor is yours, Miss Hales.
All right. I'm trying to find some good ones. Okay. All right. You guys ready?
I didn't mean to put you on the spot,
That's okay.
but I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Yes.
That's okay. All right, guys. We're going to play a game that's called LOL, LMAO, or Zero. Welcome to Black Empowerment 365 show. You are watching me, Jordan-Hayles, the author of Your Brand is Boring. Also, trans comedian, as Kente likes to call me. Let me tell you the rules of the game. I'm going to tell a comedic one-liner or perhaps a comedic story. You're going to tell me how it makes you feel. Does it make you chuckle? LOL. Does it make you fall the hell out of your chair? LMAO. Or does it absolutely not land? Zero. Some of the jokes are corny and some of the jokes are completely inappropriate. I'll let you know. For all you prudes out there that want to be able to cover your ears, okay, and protect your kids. So without further ado, give me a one of those chat box streets if you are ready to play. All right. We got some people who are ready to play. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. LOL or LMAO, LOL or LMAO or Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in possibly corny comedy today. Nothing ruins a Friday more than understanding that today is Tuesday. LOL or LMAO, LOL or LMAO or Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. Tell me how it makes you feel. I like that one. I like that one because it's like, you know, you got that Friday feeling, but the calendar won't let you be great. You know, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. All right. LOL or LMAO. Let's see if we're getting a solid LOL streak down for that one. And he tweeting says, I'd be pissed. I feel you. All right. LOL or LMAO. LOL or LMAO with Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. A poem. Roses are red. That much is true. But violets are purple. Not fucking blue. LOL or LMAO. LOL or LMAO with Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. We got an LMAO from Happy Work Week. We getting an LMAO from Workout Around My. And we got some solid LOLs and LOLs from LMNO.
Oh, man.
I love that one. I love that one. You know, they got you out here with these poems, saying stuff that's not even accurate, messing up your life. Messing up your life. All right, we're going to do two more. All right. LOL or LMAO, LOL or LMAO with Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets, possibly corny comedy. I'm emotionally constipated. I haven't given a shit in days. LOL or LMAO, LOL or LMAO, and Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel. Streets. We getting some good LMAOs on that one.
Oh man, I love it.
We getting some good LMAOs on that one. All right, let's see. One more. Let's see, it's another one. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is a completely inappropriate comedy. LOL or LMAO. LOL or LMAO with Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. A daughter asked her mother how to spell penis. Her mother said, you should have asked me last night. It was at the tip of my tongue. LOL or LMAO. LOL or LMAO with Zero. Tell me how it makes you feel in those chat box streets. Look at Kiana's face. Look at Kiana's face.
Not the answer your kids want to hear.
Oh God. We got our first Zero of the day from Workout Around My. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff. LMNO says Daryl would have gave it an LMAO. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I think Daryl's still with us.
That's the game. That's the game.
Yeah, it's
Oh
very,
man.
very fun game. And you know, one thing I like about you're not afraid to go there. You know, to go there and have because you usually will warn us when we get. Yeah, you warn us all the time when you have some darker material. So
You know, it's a good thing to bring up, and it actually really relates back to the book. A lot of people's brands are boring because they are afraid to go there in some way. It may not necessarily be that you're trying to make a penis joke, right? Penis commentary, but it might just be that, you know, you're black and you're trying to be black in your brand, right? That can be very scary for people to go there, right? It might be that you are very, very religious and you want to talk about religion in your brand and you're afraid to go there. It could be the complete opposite, that you can't stand religion, right? And you actually want to make a stance against it, right? But you're afraid to go there. So in practicing telling penis jokes and my nerd glasses and my afro, I give myself the permission to go there on whatever topic I want. Important for the comedy, because you can't be standing up on stage afraid to talk about stuff if you ever intend on being funny.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know a question I got to ask you about being a stand-up comedian. Are you now? You're transitioning into it, so you're not deep into it yet. But you know, at some point, you're going to have to deal with hecklers. Now, you do get heckled a little bit on Blab, but you know, but it's not like being on stage and having people lobbing them grenades at you. So, how do you on dealing with that?
Well, you know, the wallpaper has really given me a lot of opportunities to be heckled on a daily basis. You know, everybody comes in like, what in the world is going on with those flowers at the back of your head, you know? And it's great. It's great. I think that there's going to come a time when the grenades hurt and they hit, but the name of the game is resilience. I mean, you don't get into something like stand-up comedy because you're afraid of somebody hurting your feelings all the time. You know it's going to happen and then you move the hell on. But the greatest comedians that I've seen are able to handle hecklers in a way that is magical. And I think that's starting to happen actually on Blab, Kente. I mean, you were a perfect example of that with the troll. I've actually had that happen with trolls as well, where they came in, they said something racist, and I totally neutralized what they were saying. Like there was this one guy, he hopped on to a Blab I was doing, not lunchtime comedy chat, something different. And he came on, he was asking me kind of these questions that were off topic, but I didn't care. I was just chilling. It wasn't that big of a deal. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm a troll and I came in here to troll you, but you're too nice and you're pretty and you're funny. And I can't do it. And I saw his whole life just be ruined in his facial expression. And he was just like, I gotta go. And the people in the chat who were like his entourage were like, yeah, he's really racist. I'm surprised he's not calling you any names or anything like that. Like, you know, so.
You should put that on a bumper sticker. I'm too fine to troll.
Too fine to troll.
I never heard that one before.
Oh, wow.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely chest beating material right there. But, you know, as you said, though, a lot of the great comedians, they actually will use the trolls or the hecklers as part of their show. And, you know, I guess that's a part of growing up doing comedy. Now, you know, before we transition to your book, one last stand-up question is, where do you see yourself as far as going with stand-up? Like, what are your goals to get to? Like, what are you trying to do to get yourself to where you're like a stand-up who's working all the time and playing clubs and dates and all that? You know, do you have a method that you're trying to get to right now?
Are you asking me about end goal or process or both?
Process to work your way to, you know.
Well, the Lunchtime Comedy Chats has really facilitated building an audience for me, and I'm so grateful for that. You know, I've literally got people who are cheering me on. So even as I'm going around to comedy clubs, you know, I've always got my people here on Blab that are here for me, and I really appreciate that. You know, and I didn't know that it was going to work out that way, but that was what I envisioned. I remember the first time getting on Blab and it was nobody. And I was just by there myself saying, LOL, LMAO is zero. And nobody's here, but tell me how it makes you feel, you know? But it's grown to be so much more. Soon after the book, so the book is coming out April 30th, and I will be touring, in quotes, going to the West Coast, going to Texas first, then to California, then to DC, gonna go to New York as well. I'm gonna be doing speaking engagements by day and stand-up comedy by night. And the idea is to eventually do a 30-day stand-up comedy challenge. So back to back every single day. You know, and just get all the bad stuff over with.
All right. Well, I want to go into your book. I want to learn a little bit about your book and why. Tell us why you decided to start writing this book. Your brand is boring.
It's an interesting thing. It was totally all in creative process. I started writing another book, actually. The other book was actually called LOL, LMAO, or Zero, right? Same topic, different feel, right? And then all of a sudden, I got pissed off. And I started writing in a different way. And it went from being this kind of flowery, you know, I want you to bring some comedy, darling, into your brand, you know, all this other type of stuff to, dude, your brand is boring, period. I realized that I really wanted to take a stance. And it was one of those moments where I had to walk the walk that I was trying to talk, right? I had something more to say, something that was definitely going to be offensive to people and definitely going to be a powerful wake-up call for others. And I decided to go with it. The purpose behind it was to remind people that tomfoolery in their brand is the new professional requirement, where tomfoolery is not just comedy, but it's looking at the rules, deciding which ones you're going to throw away, and then moving for it.
That's pretty powerful. So, I mean, how do you think, you know, just like a regular person can really incorporate something like this into their brand? You know, because there's so many people out there that's like, oh, you got this standard, that standard, this, you know, and kind of keeping you in one strategic line when it comes to branding. I mean, when you think about it, there's so many people out there that are experts in branding. So, you know, how would you say that you can incorporate this into your brand?
The key thing is that you got a lot of people out there who are capable of helping you to tell an amazing story in your brand, but they have to be directed to help you in the way that's going to be most meaningful and most impactful for your story. If you come to them saying, well, I want to play it safe and, you know, with something that's kind of an inherently boring request, that's exactly what they're going to give back to you.
All right, so we'll take a moment, a commercial break real quick. You are listening to the Black Empowerment 365 show. Our guest today is author, comedian, piano player, dancer, all around crazy person, Jordan. And I say that with love.
Sorry, I had a loud ass phone situation. So getting back to my original point, you know, the person who helps you with your brand or the organization that helps you with your brand, typically they're going to do what you request. There are not many of them that are going to challenge you and say, this isn't where you need to go. Right. And you know, what this is a toolkit piece for you to rethink how you want to approach the people that you want to get to help you. Or if you're doing it yourself in the beginning stages, how you want to think about your brand, right? A lot of people are operating under rules they don't even know they're operating under, right? They haven't taken time to consider what's causing you to say this in your brand and not say that in your brand, right? What's causing you to present this to the customer and be hesitant to present something else to the customer, right? Why are you making that particular promise? So this particular piece is a permission slip. It's a manifesto, right? To help you understand your voice, your rules, and ask better questions. Now, if you're still lost, and that's okay, that's when it's time to reach out for help, right? With someone like me, I do something called story clinics. We can talk about that a little bit later. That helps people to navigate the how-to portion of it.
Okay.
That's interesting. Okay, so someone in the comments of branding is how you present yourself. Okay, so yes, presenting yourself. You know, what key issues do you see, or issues that you see of people presenting themselves with their brand? What are some key issues that you see?
They don't understand that there is a feeling associated with everything around their product, service, or side hustle. They don't understand that it's more than just this exchange of a service for some dollars, right? Like when your customers come in contact with you at every single point, they are getting a feel for, you know, what's their personality, what's their voice, what's my experience with them, right? So that's the major problem that I feel people, you know, they just don't get that it's more than just those bits and pieces. The second thing is that people are on this kind of entrepreneurial roller coaster, and they probably have something that's actually really great that they're either doing or trying to do, but they're not taking the time because they're so busy to understand how to clearly communicate that, right? Or they're not connecting with the people who can help them to clearly communicate. They don't view it as a practice. Going back to the comedians just don't get up on stage and just do their thug thizzle, right? There's a lot of skill. There's a lot of practice. There's a lot of looking in the mirror, you know, and pretending that you got an audience and going ahead, you know, and articulating what you're trying to do. So, you know, there's no intentionality there, or limited intentionality. And the third thing I'd say is the biggest problem is that they're just scared. They're scared even with the boring pitch that they have, right? That people are going to reject them on some level. And then they're scared because there's some underlying message that they really want to say, like the thing that's actually on their heart, and they don't think that it's quite appropriate. And so they come in with something that they've settled for, and it doesn't make them actually feel good, and it doesn't make them sparkle to others.
Now, one thing that's really good about your book is not only can it help you in the business sense, but also your dating life. That was something that you talked about as well. So, you know, you can have a boring brand that the ladies or the men may not like. Get this book, and it might help you spruce up your game. So how can your book help you when it comes to that as well?
What people don't get, people think when they think of a brand, they think of, you know, logo, they think of website, business card, right? They think of something that you get done and it's final. A brand is an exploration of who you are. I hear an echo too. A brand, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
All right. I lost my train of thought. I was looking everywhere. What were we talking about? A brand is an exploration of who you are on so many different levels. Actually, what was the original question? I completely lost my train of thought with the echo and everything.
How can I use your book to help me in the dating life?
Yes, the dating thing. So when you're looking at your voice, when you're looking at your rules, right? When you're looking at the questions that you ask of life, you can apply that to really anything. I mean, a lot of times we talk about personal brands in the sense of, you know, a corporation or a product or service. But even if you're an employee, you have these things. Even if you are that guy that's on the street that's talking about, hey, blue shirt, what it is, what it do, right? You've got a brand that you're presenting someone with. So it's reflection time. And additionally, it calls on you to look at the response that other people are giving you, right? And say, is it working out? Is it resonating? Is it LOL, LMAO, or zero? Tell me how it makes you feel. And then being honest and saying, well, when I call that girl blue shirt, she's not really happy about it. So maybe I need to change up my brand, you know? So those are some of the ways that I would say that it could help you in your dating life.
All right. So, so you can look, this book is not just for you if you're a professional. If you are a bum and you want to increase your standing in the community, you can use this book as well. So it's for everybody, right? It's not just for it's not even just for the people who have something they want to necessarily brand like a product or something like that. And I think that's really cool about it. And also, too, it tells the story. It tells your story a little bit in the book as well, right?
A little bit, it does, because I went through a phase of having a boring brand. And a boring brand here, you know, I have to define it. Your brand can be boring even if it is resonating with your customers, if it is boring the hell out of you, right? So I had a brand that was working in that it was generating great revenue. People automatically were picking up on the story and loving it and recommending it to other people, but I wasn't satisfied. Therefore, it was boring. I wasn't satisfied because it didn't have the comedy aspect. It was boxy. It was boring. It was a little bit too professional, right? And it didn't allow me to be my fullest, blackest self. And that was not okay with me. So yeah.
So how, I mean, because like you said, there's so many entrepreneurs out there. How do you actually recognize that your brand is boring? I mean,
come on over and I'll tell you no. You have to be able to be honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so many different ways in which your brand can be unappealing, right? So if you are having trouble being committed to the things that you want to do, say you want to blog, right? But somehow it never kind of ends up happening. That might be an indicator that it's just not compelling enough for you to, you know, wade in the water and get through it, right? If your customers, you know, you got to look your customers in the eye at some point. A lot of people don't like actually talking on the phone with their customers, actually being in front of their customers, right? But you can tell when you're talking with someone when they're completely engaged and when their eyes have completely glazed over, right? When their eyes are glazing over, you got to do something different. And when you get to the point where people are saying, "Oh, that's such a nice little venture," yeah,
I hate it when people do that.
You know, how many people have experienced that? How many people have experienced that? I have. You know, it's the most disappointing thing because people have dismissed you, and you're working so hard, and they have completely dismissed you, right? I'd say the next thing, and I go more into it in the book, you got to look at your industry rules. Your industry as a whole may just be kind of boxy and boring, which is a blessing in disguise because if you choose to do anything that's a little bit different, you're going to get some haters, but you're going to get the people who are like, finally, thank God. Thank God.
Yes.
You know?
Have you ever had to put your hand on someone's shoulder and say your brand is boring?
All day, every day. But thank goodness for the comedy. It doesn't sting.
Your little nephew, your brand is boring.
Your brand is boring. Your brand is boring. No, well, you know what it really came from? I think this book has been 20 years in the making. So I'm a professional dancer, not on the pole, ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop for all you jackasses out there. And I can remember I had come off of the stage, you know, you do the recitals and stuff, and I was in the car with my parents. I'm the only child. It was just me and them. And they slowed down the car and they looked in the back seat and they were like, "Jordan, you got to step it up. That performance, it really wasn't that great. Like, you got to really do something on the stage." And I looked at them and I was like, they're right. They're right. And so here I am in middle school and I'm like crafting like all of these strategies. I was like, okay, forget the technique. My hips are inflexible. My technique is going to suck for a while, but I think I can perform the hell out of this. I can work on the performance, and then I'll let the technique catch up, you know? So, you know, there were several other moments like that in my life where my parents met me with brutal but necessary honesty. And I had the presence of mind to get over the sting and to step into the truth. And my life has been nothing but better because of it.
That's cool. That's cool. So you've had your parents say your brand was born.
Oh yeah, they'll say my brand. My mom even told me, this was in 5th grade. I was Dorothy in the 5th grade play, Wizard of Oz. Little black Dorothy. I was practicing the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow right before the performance. My mom walked into my room and said, "You can't sing." You can't sing. This is right before the damn performance. It's like you could have told me this 2 weeks ago. You know, you tell me now.
Oh Jesus! How did it go?
What was that, Kiana? I couldn't hear you.
You got it broke up a little bit. Oh,
I'm assuming.
I said, how did the performance
horrible.
go?
What she should have said was, your vocal imitation of Dorothy throughout the entire play is horrible, and you need to reconsider that voice. It was pitchy and it was terrible. But as an artist, you got to be willing to do the horrible stuff first in order to get to the true craft. And I never got there with singing, but I'm going to get there with comedy.
There you go. That's where your brand will be.
That's right.
That's right. So, what do you want the reader to get out of this book, though? You know, what is it that you're looking for?
I want a guttural reaction where they're like, "Damn, she's right," and then they laugh afterwards. You know, I don't want it to knock them all the way down on the floor, but I want them to say, "Damn, she's right. What's next? I got to change something. Something's got to change." I want them to be open to the possibility that being in their business could feel completely differently than it does now. I mean, you know, and this is a Black empowerment show, so it's important for me to say this. Black people are constantly on that struggle life for so many different reasons, so many different circumstances, right? It's struggle after struggle after struggle. But we have so much joy that we can also access, you know? And the same goes for our entrepreneurial hustles. It's hard as hell, but it also can be hilarious as you're going through it, right? It can be soulful. It can be an experience that moves you. And I want people to know that that's accessible to them by doing something as simple as, like I said, knowing your voice, knowing your rules, and asking better questions of the experience that is your brand.
All right. Now, let me ask. I want to ask the chat room something. I'm a turn into Jordan for just a little bit. If somebody in the chat room wants a free copy, a digital copy of her book, Your Brand is Boring, please put 1 in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, look at it.
Kiana put her vote in. She said, "Let me put my vote in."
I'm just teasing. No, I'm gonna. I'm joking.
We're gonna hilarious. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give away a copy of a pre-ordered copy of her book, because it doesn't come out until the 30th, right, of April.
Yes,
so
the 30th of April.
Right. So this is what I want is I'm going to ask somebody to come into the chat, and I'm going to ask them 3 questions about our interview that we've had so far, and they got to answer it correctly. All right. Ooh. So they got to pop into the seat, and I'm going to ask them 3 questions. All right. So to decide who that person is that will get a chance to come in the hot seat and answer these questions, the first person to type in what 100 plus 100 is can come in. All right. So Matt was quick. He was quick, boy. Matt, pop in.
200.
Oh, yeah. All right, Matt.
Dun dun dun.
All right, Matt. Oh yeah, I remember Matt. Oh, we can't hear you, Matt.
We can't hear you, Matt.
Wait, you know what? It sort of cut out for a second just as I jumped in, but I can hear you again now.
All right, so we're gonna see if you're paying attention.
Yeah. Let me actually ask that again. And if I totally bomb this, because I jumped in late to this chat, am I going to lose this to someone else down there?
Yes, and it'll go to the next person. So you gotta be 3 for 3 though.
All right. So hopefully, I've seen a little bit of Jordan. Hopefully, even if I don't know the answers, I can at least bull crap it enough to.
I'm gonna start with something. Easy.
Okay.
Okay. What was the song that she sang that her mother, that Jordan's mother said that she fucked it? That's the first question.
I know this one. That's Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
And my wife's English teacher made her sing that all the time. So when I heard that, I was like, ooh, it made me crazy.
All right. All right. Next. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty. Hold on, my screen was tripping for a second.
I feel so white here.
You guys hear me? Okay?
It's the Black Empowerment Summit. That's what you walked into. Welcome in.
Oh my god!
Can you guys hear me?
You know, I live in Asia, so I'm already a minority, and then I come here, and you guys are. I'm fine with being the minority, but I'm like, wow, I just realized that.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Okay. Here's the next question. All right. What's the name of the game that Jordan plays on her show?
Plays on her show? Oh, I've seen her show like twice.
Dun, 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 dun. Come on.
But the answer to the question below.
Don't put it in the chat, you guys.
All right.
Do.
She plays comedy Jeopardy. I don't know.
Jeopardy. Matt. You're fine.
All right.
You're fine.
Coming on, Matt.
Bye.
You get kicked out, man. Thank you. All right. Next up was this is until how do you think
Don't let that fool in. He been talking about Asian poon and tits. Get the hell out of here.
All right. Work around my day.
All right.
Work around my day. Come on in.
Oh,
Who was our guest last week?
Cordelia.
Yeah, Cordelia.
we forgive you.
Okay, so I guess let's ask another question and see who gets the answer right. So, what is? Oh, Cordelia. Oh, okay, she's coming in. Okay.
All right. Oh, you wanna go ahead and ask the questions?
Oh no! You ask more questions. Let's see if you'll get it right because you have been here the whole time. Look at it; she's cracking up.
Miss Cordelia, what's the name of the game that Jordan plays on her show?
It's LOL. What is it? LOL, LMAO, or 0.
There you go. Yes. All right. So, what was the profession that Jordan gave up to go into comedy?
Dancing.
You weren't a professional.
Oh, you mean like her actual day job?
Yeah, the profession that she was going to get into that she decided not to go to.
Hiram is giving you a clue.
It's a very important thing. It's a big thing.
Come on. Come on. Yes, you got.
You might have an appointment to go there soon.
Listen to. Let me listen to.
Doctor.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna run out of questions here.
Oh, honey.
All right. So you're 2 for 2, barely, but 2 for 2. We'll give you that. All right, here we go. So last question. What is the name of the book that is about to come out that Jordan wrote?
Oh, your brand is boring.
You won! Congratulations! One. There we go.
Oh, Matt. Oh, Matt was so close.
We need to come up with a bunch of new questions. All right, cool. So what we'll do is I want you to give me your email, and we'll make sure that you receive it on the 30th.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Before you go, you have any questions you might want to?
Oh, I just want to tell you, for the game that you played earlier, the reason why I gave 0 was because you were so funny, and my 13-year-old son was sitting there, and I finally decided to get you plugged out. And then he told that joke. I was like, what are the chances, Because I'm sitting here, my husband's sitting here, and he's seeing me crack up. I'm like, okay. And then my son comes and gets a drink of water. I want you to hear this. She's so funny, And then I pull it out, and here you come. I was like, oh, no. It would have had me on the floor if my son wasn't here, so I get 0.
That is hilarious.
Yes, she did warm. But so I just wanted to come clean with my 0, okay?
Okay.
She did warm. My friend just showed up. I just didn't expect it, So.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Wow.
Every time.
Right? It's bad timing, those kids.
I told you. Just wait. Both of you guys. Just wait.
A lot of questions after that. So.
No, I plugged it back in. He didn't hear it. I was like,
Dr. J can answer these questions for me.
I put it in as fast as I could. He didn't hear.
Oh, God.
All right, but thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, have a good evening.
All right. So what I'm going to do also, too, for those, unfortunately, you guys are not winners. But you will have your opportunity to cop this book. And I'm going to put the chat. It's in the show notes, but also I'm putting it right here. And I think I can pin it, too, as well.
Ooh, yes, you can pin it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look at the Blab is stepping up.
I know, right?
I know. I think I can pin it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very nice. Feels so official with it sitting right there next to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, see, you're not. Ooh. So now I'm gonna pivot back a little bit to you, and there's a couple of people that kind of reside. I don't want to say if they reside inside of you or near you or in your hemisphere or something like that. And some of the people who are listen to your show often, they are aware of these people that kind of around you. And one of the people is that I think half the guys that watch your show regularly is kind of low key is in love with the first person, Tracy. I don't know. It's just something about Tracy that a lot of men, they just want Tracy badly. I don't know if it's her profession, is it her warm personality, but it'd be really nice if you allow everybody to meet Tracy.
Tracy is actually right here with me. Let me go get her. Okay. And I'll be right back. Okay. All right.
So we're going to be joined by Tracy.
She's going by that loud phone, right?
Yeah, I think it's her phone.
That was Tracy's phone, huh?
Yeah. So, and make sure you guys pick up Your Brand is Boring as well.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
I'm going to have to buy it.
Definitely.
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Tracy. Flight attendant's business class, New Year Airlines. I was sleeping, and I had my bonnet on. But I wanted to make sure you guys could also see my hair at the same time.
Okay.
Now,
I heard that.
Looking good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, Tracy, there's a lot that's been said about your origins, where you're actually from, what nationality you are. Can you speak to that?
You know, people, they see me, they hear me, they're like, is this a little black girl or is this an old white, possibly Jewish woman? Nobody knows. And frankly, nobody needs to know. It's nobody's business. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, what I do. But because this is the Black Empowerment Show, and you have all these good people here, including Matt, who came in as white chocolate, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Okay? I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Tracy Johnson Fine. I'm black. I'm Negro. I had a Jewish nanny. Okay? She liked to watch the nanny and mob wives. That's why my voice sounds like this. Voice of a fucking angel. Okay?
All right. Some people want to know, what is your relationship with Jordan? Are you guys friends? Are you frenemies? What is your relationship with Jordan?
We have a quality relationship. Jordan is a fantastic person, as am I. Clearly, you can tell by the color of my bonnet. You know, we've co-founded a few things together. We work together on a regular basis. I'm the ruder of the two of us, you know. So I tell it like it is all the time. Sometimes that pisses her off, but nah, she'll be okay.
The word on the streets is that you've actually stolen a couple of boyfriends from Jordan. What do you say to that?
The word on the street is always, you know, on the ghetto news train. You can't believe the things that go on there. You know, a lot of people think that me and Jordan look alike. We kind of favor. But then again, a lot of people think that all black people look alike. You know, so what can I say? What can I say? I don't need to steal a boyfriend from Jordan. I got boyfriends of my own. I'm flight attendant, business class of New Year Airlines. I meet all of the business players, and they all want me. Okay.
So who are these business players? Can you give us some names?
I can tell you a little bit about business class. Okay. If you are on business class on New Year Airlines, you either own a business, work very hard for someone's business, or you gossip all the time and you're always in someone's business, right? So it's a lot of people that are vibing there. Now, there is a young man that comes on. His name is Santa Frog, specifically James Santa Frog. He is a frog that I happen to meet on New Year Airlines and also in the subway. Now, Santa Frog, he calls himself the green man in the red suit, all right? And he's got this bum operation where he is trying to be the Santa Claus of New York City, delivering presents 365 days out of the year. Only problem is, instead of reindeer, he's got a team of rats. Instead of having a sleigh, he works on the subway. So you got these horrible ass rats delivering horrible ass presents to people all over the city, right? But he's one of the guys, you know. He loves me. I don't love him. But we do, you know, we did meet on the plane.
I mean, how close are you with Santa Frog?
You know, it's a very interesting relationship. Once I saw that he had this bum operation going on and the rats were protesting him, he wasn't paying them the cheese wages that he had promised them. I said, look, you asshole. Okay, if you're going to be Santa Claus, you got to do right by the rat. I told him, I said, look at him. I said, you know what, Santa Frog, your brand is disgusting and your brand is boring. You need to meet Jordan, you know. So I hooked him up with Jordan. They got started because let me tell you something. Kermit the Frog is his cousin. Kermit the Frog is doing well in business. Okay.
Sure is.
Unlike Santa Frog. He got a new girlfriend. He's now doing adult things versus all those children things. He's living his life. I'm here to help Santa Frog to be a better self. You know, when he tried to ask me out on a date, I'm like, get the hell out of here. Right?
Well, maybe if you kissed him, he'll become your Prince Charming.
Mm. Have you seen Santa Frog?
Yeah. I've seen him.
He's horrible. He's never going to become Prince Charming.
A kiss from you might do the trick.
Not even a kiss from
these frog into a prince?
I'm not here to save them. Project Pat said, don't save them. They don't want to be saved.
Okay, now who's Project Pat? I just need to know. I just need to know.
You need to know about Project Pat. Okay, I live in New York, and even I know about Southern rapper Project Pat. Okay, he had a song. All right, talking about don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Well, it applies to Santa Frog too. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm out of the loop. I'm out of
Okay.
I'm out of the
But a
loop.
little, well, not real old school, but kind of old school. Okay, Tracy, I got a couple of last questions for you as well. Is now you are known for your icy personality, and some people may have even said that you are kind of like Cruella DeVille in the way that you get down. What would you say? Would you say that you have an icy demeanor?
Think you want people. My name is Tracy Johnson Fine, flight attendant business class, New Year Airlines. I handle business. I'm from New York. I ain't taking no shit. Not from you, not from Santa Frog, and certainly not from Jordan. So if that's what you want to think about me, well, hey, all great things are not loved by everybody.
All right. And one last.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a question. What are some of these business ventures that you and Jordan have going on? I just need to know.
We have a lot of things that we are doing. First off, New Year Airlines sponsors the Lunchtime Comedy Chats. So we come in, we drop a little bit of wisdom, we answer a few questions for the people, right? Secondary to that, we founded something called Club Me together. It's a space for you to, get in tune with what matters to you, with what gives you life. So many people are generous. They're not like the selfish son of a nothings that don't want to give anything, right? But then they never give anything back to themselves. So at Club Me, we focus on your secret ambitions, we focus on your side projects, and we focus on giving you a great laugh. And it's great because, all the characters are there. Me, Trace, Santa Frog. There's Rick, the elephant bouncer for the club. There's Stanley. He's a cat. He's the project manager. It's fantastic. It's a great ass time.
The project manager in the projects, or
no,
what?
Stanley, he has been everywhere. He's worked with everyone. He's on his 9th life, and he's chosen to work with us. Okay, all right, as a retirement project.
Tracy, now, one question that a lot of the fellas ask me is, there's a lot of men interested in taking you out. They want to know, are you on a dating site like Christian Mingle or BlackPeopleMeet.com or anything like that? So how can they,
Everybody is so interested in my dating life. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Is it the hair? Is it the bonnet? What is it? You know what I mean?
Craigslist.
The problem is I was on Black People Meet, but then when the guys would get on the phone with me, they would be like, "You're a liar. You're not black. You're an old white Jewish lady." And I said, "No, I'm Negro." And they said, "No, you're not." And they thought I was catfishing them. And so I've been scored ever since then from going on to the dating websites. And then I talk to the white guys. And they're like, "Oh, you sound nice. You sound Jewish. You sound like you're from New York." And then I meet them and they're like, "You're black." And it's a problem. I don't know what to do. I can't find my place in life.
You got Santa Frog, though. I mean, come on.
Santa Frog. He's horrible.
James is great. I like James.
Just because you don't have to potentially kiss him.
That's
You never
true.
really sat by him while he's on his little funky lily pad. He's horrible.
And he hangs out with New York rats, so that's not cool.
Oh God, those rats protesting everywhere.
The cheese whizzes.
He got great tongue. That's what they say. So.
Nobody will ever know if he does or not.
That's
Maybe you do, Matt. Maybe he went to Taiwan to come see you.
Well, thank you, Tracy, so much. I love your bonnet. You're beautiful as always. I don't think you're icy at all. I think you're dark.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kente. Everyone, my name is Tracy Johnson Fine. I am flight attendant business class, New Year Airlines. And you're watching the 365 Black Empowerment Show with Jordan. I'll go get her. Talk soon, my loves. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Tracy. All right.
Oh, my God.
God.
Oh, my God.
All right. Yeah. Did we lose Kiana? Kiana's having such a bad time tonight. All right, we're waiting for Kiana. Oh, Jordan is back.
Hey guys, how was that? How did you have fun with Tracy?
We had a lot of
great.
fun. Yes, Tracy told us a lot. She
Yeah.
to us a lot of things about the way you guys met and St. James as well. And I think her and James they're about to hook up. I feel it. I feel
really?
it.
I never got that feeling. That's surprising.
Yeah. I think she wants to kiss him and make him the Prince Charming. So
look at that.
All right. So Kiana is back in the house. So also too, yeah, you stole your boyfriend. That's funny. But also too, so many characters at Club Me, and also the thing about Club Me, which is a real place, is Club Me allows you to talk about your side projects and your secret ambitions. I love that, secret ambitions, and talk a little bit more about Club Me, and post a link too.
No, absolutely. Well, comedy was once a secret ambition of mine. And I had to have supportive spaces in order to be able to really step into that. Like I told you, I got an amazing psychic reading from a friend that I love and trust. And, she really helped me to get on my path. If I hadn't had that, I would have hoped that Club Me had existed in order to support me in my journey. The other thing is just that, gosh, the day just gets so boring and the day just gets so serious. And you got to remember that as you're trying to do your side hustle alongside your 9-to-5 job, or just if you're all in with entrepreneurship, that you got to put some humor in your day. You got to put some humor in your hustle. Club Me does that. It's growing. I'm attracting the kind of people that have a sense of humor and that aren't completely judgy. So you'll find some peers who will really be there for you. And it's a great way. For right now, I'm giving you guys a guest pass, but pretty soon there is going to be a Club Me VIP. So yes, so click the link and I will accept you on in to Club Me.
All right, and we can pin that as well. I believe that, or I don't know if that takes you actually. I think they did some trickery with that link. We'll see. But Club Me is a great place to talk about your secret ambitions. I love that term, by the way, secret ambitions. And also too, there's one more thing, and we put you so much on the spot on this show. And we raked you over the coals a little bit. But there's one more thing. Okay. One more thing you definitely have to have you do. And it's something that you do on your show that I think is really cool, is that you do comedic storytelling where you act the people in the... Well, I'll let you do it. I'll let you explain.
You talking about the improv storytelling?
Improv storytelling, yeah.
Oh, Lord, you didn't put me on the host role, as they say. You didn't put me on the host role. Out in the street.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. I'm game. We can do some improv storytelling. All right. Here's how it goes, folks. So one person who is, well, let me back up. You are watching the 365 Black Empowerment Show with a few speckles of white chocolate in the room as well. And we are talking with the wonderful Kente, the wonderful Kiana, and the, somewhat wonderful Jordan J., author of Your Brand is Boring, and also trans comedian. Now we're going to play improv storytelling. Here's how it works. Somebody who is actually chatting with us and not in the cheap seats is going to come up with an object. Somebody who is in the cheap seats, i.e. the chat box, is going to come up with a circumstance. And I'm going to desperately try to fill in the details in between. Can't promise you that it will be funny. I do promise that it will be great watching me sweat. It's improv storytelling time. All right, give me one of those chat box treats if you are ready to play. All right, we got a couple of people who are ready to play.
Now more ones. We want some of the ones to come in. There we go.
Ones coming in.
1, 2. All right.
Oh, God. All right, so which one of you guys is going to come up with the object?
Let's chat. Come up with an object.
Santa Frog.
Here's a name. Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna be rolling
Santa
all
Frog.
weekend. I'm sorry.
Okay, Santa Frog it is. All right, what's the circumstance, ladies and gentlemen? Santa Frog in a circumstance.
Mm.
Come on, everybody. Oh, go
He's
ahead.
in a rat trap.
Oh, Santa Frog in a rat trap. Okay.
Okay, let's see here. I don't see the rat trap one. I see twins and two different fathers.
Tiana just came up with that one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all
okay.
me.
Sorry, I was distracted.
It's horrible.
Boy. All right. I'm going to choose the twins and two different fathers. Okay.
Mm.
All right. I'm going to bring in Tracy on this one. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to do improv storytelling today. I heard that they were going to do something about Santa Frog. Let me tell you. Okay. So I'm watching the television. You know what I'm saying? And I happen to tune into the Lunchtime Comedy Chits, right? Amazing show. Can't believe it's finally televised. I see this lady. She comes on. She's talking about having kids, multiple fathers. And then she says, you're not going to believe, guys, but I was sleeping with not a human, but a frog. His name was Santa Frog. And Maury, I want to make sure that you tell me who the actual father of my child is, because I think it's going to be kind of obvious if it was Santa Frog and not the other guy that I was dating. And so I'm watching and I'm looking and I'm watching and I'm looking. And I'm like, I can't believe that damn Santa Frog has got into a human frog kind of relationship. Like, how the hell is that actually going to go? What is he saying to her every night? Ribbit, ribbit, I want to sleep with you. Like, what's going on? What's the actual deal? So they get the paternity test, and it turns out that they just don't know who the father is. So she's just going to have to wait till she's in the delivery room and sees if there's green legs that come out or some human legs that come out. My name is Tracy, and this has been improv storytelling about Santa Frog and his circumstance with twins and not knowing the father.
Oh, are we gonna do an LMAO? LOL.
We are not gonna do an LOL, LMAO, or zero. I'm done with y'all today. I'm done with y'all. Y'all are pissing me out. Y'all are pissing me out today.
That is so funny. Oh my god. But you know what though? This is the reason why people love your show so much, because you do a wonderful job of integrating your audience with your craziness, and you let them participate in the show. So what happens is your audience has ownership in your show. They feel like it's their show as well, and I think you do a brilliant job of that. And so you'll get Tracy on the show. You'll get LMAO, LOL, or Zero. You get improv story time. I mean, you have so much wonderful things, and one of the best parts of it is that you will break a comedian's material down and tell you where the funny is, and also what life lessons that you can get from it. So it's truly a remarkable show, and I enjoy it just about every day. And I pop on, and I try material too. So on the show, so it's really, really, really good. And also too, Diamond Disclosure, who's going to be our guest in 2 weeks. Every once in a while, she'll pop in as well. So hopefully she had a good reading about the show tonight. And the show in a couple of weeks. So, you know what? I just realized she's like one of your good friends, right?
She is.
Disclosure. So if she makes potato salad, you can't lie to her and say it's good if you don't think she'll know. Right?
She's the one who would try to lie to me about my potato salad, right? Actually, she would never lie to me. She would just be like, your brand is boring with your potato salad, okay? You need to work on that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but like I said, I really enjoy your show, and so where are you going with your book after? You said you're going to do some book tours as well, and then you have another book too that you're going to come out with, right?
Yes. So for right now, we're just keeping the focus on Your Brand is Boring, getting some good interest around that. So going to be doing speaking gigs with organizations of people who have a side hustle. They've got a product or service or something that they're doing, and they don't have access to what corporate brands would normally have access to. But they recognize that if their story isn't on point, their customers are not going to get it. And when your customer doesn't get it, the customer's wallet doesn't get it either. right? And then from there, of course, we'll be doing more of the stand-up comedy as we're going around. So I'm sure I'll be making jokes about people's dating brands being boring, as we were discussing earlier. But yeah, and then from there, just going to be continuing to do the story clinics that I do, where you get group time or one-on-one time with me to spice it up. Make sure that you're moving from clear to compelling in your brand and have something that makes you feel energized as you're in your hustle.
One-on-one time with Jordan. How do you get one-on-one time with Tracy?
If you would like to get one-on-one time with Tracy, you can request that. I put my email down. Actually, since this is the 365 show by Kente and Kiana, I'm going to open up 4 spots for people to talk to either me or Tracy about their brand, whether or not it's potentially boring, and what they could possibly do about it. So if you want to, you can email me at jordan@jordan-hayles.com. I'll let Tracy know. She's busy. Okay, if you want to talk to her, but I will let her know.
All right. And so once again, our guest is Jordan-Hayles, comedian, author, and all-around crazy young lady. But I mean that in a loving way. And how can people get you on social media?
You can follow me here on Blab. That's a great way to be notified of the lunchtime comedy chats. Right up here, above my head, above my fro, and on the background of the beautiful country as flowers. And then if you want to really stay connected, then definitely go ahead and join Club Me, which is a private Facebook group for now. That's how you can connect with me on the social medias, and I'll drop the link for that again.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll get some stand-up from you in our town.
You know, in LA, that would be great. I'm going to be up north in San Francisco first, so we'll see if I can make it down south to you guys.
All right. So, Kiana, how can people get you in social media? Let's tell us about Happy Work Week.
Yes. I have to say first, Jordan, I am ecstatic. I had a blast tonight. I'm sorry. I love the laugh. I'm all about the happy. And this has been a happy night for me. So I appreciate it. I embrace your brand. And okay, so
thank you.
About me. Sorry. My brand is not boring. It's all about happy. Happy work week, right? It's like an oxymoron, right? Happy work week. Who really has happy work week? You guys can catch me at Happy Work Week on Twitter, Facebook. Facebook group is Happy Work Week 555. And Pinterest, Tumblr, everything's Happy Work Week. You can catch me. So I would love to connect with you guys there. So I'm tickled. I'm tickled to death right now. I am. I'm just having a good time. So I really thank you guys. So hopefully, Kente, how can people get in contact with you?
Get in contact with me right here on Blab. Also, you can follow me at Kente F. Programming note is next week. We have the lovely Ava Laura and Fitzgerald from Boot to Boom will be here joining us, cutting it up. Looking forward to that. Got so many questions to ask those people. Definitely an inspiration. And, I've always said this. I love those two people very, very much. They're just wonderful people, and they do such a great service here. And I don't know that people really realize what they give to this community with their wonderful program. It's an amazing program, and I'm looking forward to asking a bunch of questions of both of them. And so that's next week. And then the following week, we have Miss Diamond Disclosure. And, it's so interesting. I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, Jordan and Diamond Disclosure was doing a blab. And they were talking about the book that we're going to be talking about in 2 weeks. Why Am I the Only Girl in the Shaman Room?
Why am I the only black girl
Black girl in the shaman room? And so I'm looking forward to talking about that with her, and really going in depth with Diamond Disclosure. I think she's a wonderful person, and I'm really interested in going deep with her as well. And then on May 6th, we have Tracy Reddy, and Heartbreak to Wholeness. So looking forward to that. That should be really good as well. So I know.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of great shows coming up, and we're just so glad that people seem to be enjoying this program, and we're going to just keep it going. We're going to keep it going and keep the positive vibes, and thank you so much. Thank you, Jordan. And we're going to get you back on and cut it up once again, and maybe we'll have you on as a topic on a topic show, a specific topic.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or but I'm or we might have Tracy on.
She's a busy girl. You never know. She'll be able to make it.
We'll do a show on relationships with Tracy.
Relationships with Tracy.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll have her and Santa Frog on. So
Okay, yeah, Santa Frog. He'll be a riot.
maybe they'll be together by the time. Thank you.
Oh boy.
All right, and